What is the worst comment I've ever gotten? I usually don't make videos on random questions I get in direct messages. I leave those for the Ask the Question podcast. However, today's question has to be spoken about, because as a comic book community, we need to do better. On the big screen, you can see this comment. This page has become an outlet for your conspiracies, and it's baffling. Well, that comment is actually baffling to me, but not because of anything I've done. It's baffling because of the character I'm portraying, the question. That's literally my entire thing. If people don't understand why a conspiracy-focused vigilante would talk about conspiracies, they clearly haven't read his origin story or watched any media featuring him. Real comic fans wouldn't say something this stupid. They'd get it immediately. He investigates corruption and secret societies by nature. So yeah, if someone finds that baffling, they must be new to comics. This is a huge problem in the comic community. This guy used to follow my page, but with this comment, I assume he doesn't even know who the question is anymore. That's the issue. People waltz into our fan bases all the time without doing their research. They jump straight into criticism and opinions about characters or media they barely understand. They talk like experts when they haven't read a single issue or watched any of his appearances on screen. It's frustrating how little effort some people put in before passing judgment. You can't just pop up out of nowhere, start hating on something you don't actually know about, then act surprised when real fans call you out for being ignorant. Yes, it's only one person, but this is a much bigger problem. There are so many people like this, fans from other universes, like MCU or Star Wars, who jump into DC spaces without ever engaging with the actual lore. They don't watch Justice League Unlimited. They haven't read comics beyond maybe Batman Begins in theaters. And yet they come in here acting like experts, giving opinions on characters and media. The post he called baffling. It was literally me quoting something I said during an episode of the show. Reaching back to ancient Egypt, there's been a single cabal of powerful individuals directing the course of human history. But the common man prefers to believe they don't exist, which aids their success.
Global warming, military upheavals in the third world, actors elected to public office.
The spread of coffee bars, germs outpacing antibiotics, and boy bands? Come on, who would gain from all this?
Who indeed?
What does any of this have to do with my dreams?
If I'm right, you're part of it. You're going to need my help. I'm going with you.
Hold your horses. No one asked for more help. This whole trip might just prove the kids shouldn't eat nachos before bed.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
How did you... What? Do you go through my trash?
Please. I go through everyone's trash. If you haven't seen that episode or studied the question's history at all, how can you possibly judge what I'm doing? You're not qualified to critique if your knowledge starts and ends with random internet takes. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but DC has lost many of their original core fans. A big portion of them have left the community entirely over time. Now, most DC spaces are dominated by people who never dug deep into the history or really understood what made these characters special in the first place. That's why DC is in this mess right now, because it's mostly newcomers giving feedback instead of lifelong fans who actually care about preserving legacy. These new audiences, they came into comics after Avengers Endgame exploded, so they only know Marvel-level storytelling and expect everything else to work like that, which isn't how classic superhero narratives were built. But this is just my opinion, based on what I've observed and what I've heard. This is the worst comment I've ever received on social media. Let me be clear, I don't hate newcomers. But is it too much to ask that they do their homework before diving into our community and spouting opinions? If you want to talk about DC lore, know the history first. You can't judge without knowledge.